Hi, it's Maren with Heart and Soul Dance, and we're on day 12 of our 12 Days of Christmas. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, I wanted to do something a little bit fun and inspiring as we go into 2021. So we're going to do a dance personality assessment. Well, when it started for me was, probably 13, 15 years ago. I found this as a business development tool. What I did for me personally was when I did this assessment, I found my own flow. I found I got into my true nature. I started to understand myself a little bit better. That's what all assessment tools do for us, right? As a business owner, I asked my team members to each do the assessment, and what they found was the same thing. It develops our own personal consciousness around ourselves. And every time we peel those layers and we understand ourselves a little bit better, we get into better flow. So, we've all had those moments where we are in flow, we know where we're going, and things are all great. And wouldn't we love more of that? Because we've also all experienced the stuckness that can happen in our lives. And personally, I'm always looking for how can I get more of that flow state. So, like I said, I had done this test. I had my team members do it. And then as I was working with my clients, I started to notice that I was using the information that I had learned, not explicitly, meaning that I didn't have them take the personality test, but kind of behind the scenes where there was a little analytics going on in my brain. That's what we do as dance coaches. And using it to help them to get into flow. On an individual level, we've talked about that. On a team level, here's what it does. It helps to build trust and integrity. So if I know more about myself and also about my partner and how they work in life and what to expect and how they think about things and how they learn, then it helps me to be a better team member. And that's what we are as couples dancers, right? We're team members. So I figured that today, on our 12th day of Christmas, I would give you the information that I have in my head and have it be explicit for you. So we are going to go through kind of the basic version of the test, which is just the 4 energies that are behind the personalities. If you want to go delve deeper, I'll give you all the links below. But start off with me with these first 4 energies and let's have some fun. Okay, so our energies are related to the seasons. There are 4 seasons, 4 energies, and we're going to use the 4 sides of this box. So spring energy, what is spring energy? It's very dynamic. It's where we get started. It's all the newness. It's thinking about things, innovation, etc. So we call that dynamo energy. We all know somebody in our lives like this, someone who always has another idea, another better idea, something that they want to get going on. They're not necessarily great at following through on things. This is me, so I can speak freely about it. I have lots and lots of ideas. I'm always thinking forward into the future. And if you think about spring, it's all those new shoots coming up, and it's lots of excitement and future visioning, right? Our second energy is our summer energy, which we call blaze. And when we think about summer energy, it's all the connections, right? In summer, we have bees pollinating all of the flowers and an abundance of colors. And it's all this energy, and the sun is shining, and there's networking going on. All the insects are out. And so the blaze energy person tends to be a very extroverted person who loves to be around other people and talk. And there's There's information exchange and lots of excitement and that type of thing. So our next energy that we move to is autumn. And when we think of autumn or fall energy, I tend to think of harvest, right? And so we call this energy tempo. And it's very detail-oriented energy. So let's compare and contrast our spring energy and our autumn energy. I like to use the analogy of Google Earth. So when we think of Google Earth, we have two different perspectives that we can choose. We can choose the detail map view, or we can choose the overview. And that's the way I think of these two different energies. So the spring energy, or the dynamo person, tends to be the overview. So if I'm going from Chicago to New York and I'm looking at the overview, great, it's an easy trip. It's only right around the corner, right? If I am going from Chicago to New York and I'm a tempo person, I'm thinking about all the details, and I'm at that street level view in every turn, and like I need to get to the airport, and I need to take the bus, and then I need to get to the connection, and then all of the details that get me there. So that would be the difference between these two types of energy, and they're very different. When I am teaching, here's one of the ways that I use this is if I'm working with somebody who is very dynamo like me, I talk about big picture concepts and I don't get into a lot of details because it tends to be very overwhelming for us. We get bogged down in those. It doesn't keep our energy up. It's not to say that I don't work on details with those people. It just is the language that I choose to use. When I'm working with somebody who is a tempo energy person who loves details, when I start giving them big pictures, I don't spend a lot of time there because that bogs those people down, right? So knowing who you are, who your partner is, or who you're working with, or who you are yourself and what you need. If you know what you need from a teacher, then you can actually ask for it. Say, you know what, I'm a detail person, can you give me details? Or I'm an overview person, can we go an overview first? So especially in private lessons, it makes a huge difference. So let's get to our last energy, which is winter energy. And we call this energy steel energy. So in winter, we tend to think that there's not a lot going on. There's no flowers blooming, at least not here in Chicago, right? So we end up with a blanket of snow on the ground and things hibernate. You know, animals hibernate, we go indoors, everything kind of slows down, and the illusion is that nothing's happening. The reality is that there's preparation happening. There's a lot of systems at work. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. And that's what winter or steel energy people, they do really well. My husband is a steel energy person, and they tend to be introverted, not always, because I have an amazing steel energy extrovert on my team. And in general, there's a lot more inner going on. They work with systems super well. They put together things and plan out all the stages of something. So a steel energy person or a winter energy person has a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, okay? So now, as a dancer, and I kind of talked about this a little bit, but as a dancer, how does that help you to know your dance personality? Really, it's, like I said, it's not your dance personality, it's your personality, who you are, and how you relate to the world and to other people. Also how you relate to yourself. So if you have that information about yourself and or your partner, it makes a big difference in how you can interact with them. And as someone who is learning, who's taking lessons from coaches or going into group classes, knowing something about yourself and your partner, you'll have a better sense of questions to ask and things that you want to know or what's going to help you best learn something, okay? So obviously this is something that is close to my heart. I absolutely love it. There are 4 energies. That's what we went over today. If you'd like to do the energy test, it's a completely free test. Just click the link below. If you're interested in going further or deeper into it, you want to contact me, talk to me about it, I would love that. Personal development and helping people to learn better and have more flow in their lives, something I absolutely love. If you want to explore it on your own, totally get that. So there are 8 personality types that correspond with these. So where that works is, or how that works, is there's one that's directly related with each of these, and then there's ones in the corners that are combinations. So I'm actually a combination of spring and summer energy. It's called a star personality. So there's also a link below for that, and I was able to figure out how to get you a discounted link. So it's normally a $97 test and is down below for $77. So click that link below. As I said, this is something that I have been using in my teaching and coaching for, gosh, the last 15 years. I just haven't been doing it overtly. So I figured I would, in this going into our 2021, I would share kind of some of the tools that I use in my teaching so that you as students can use them for yourselves. So as a student, how would you use it? Well, if you're going into a class or a private lesson, if you know how it is that your brain works and or your partner's brain works, then you can ask specific questions or types of questions. So for me, I know that I like to see the overview of things. My husband, he wants to know the system behind things. Somebody whose tempo energy would want to know the details behind something. And somebody who is blaze energy would want to know how things connect. What are they, how do they connect together? So delving a little bit further in always helps us to get to the next place in our lives and be in a little bit more flow. So hopefully that helped you be in a little bit more flow. And if you have any questions about it, certainly give me a call or shoot me a text or send me an email or however you want to contact me. I would love it. And that leads us into 2021. So we will continue to do our group classes, both online and at the studio. And we've got private lessons. We'll probably continue our new student special, so look for that. And I look forward to seeing you in the new year, possibly with a new inflow you. See you on the dance floor.